Kedusha, Kiseitse, something very nice from the Rebbe's father, Rabbi Levi Yitzchok Zatzal. In this week's Parsha, we have a mitzvah, Hishomer B'Neget HaTzoras. That a person should guard and watch if, God forbid, a leprosy developed in his body. You're not allowed to cut it off or scrape it off. You have to go to a kohen, to the priesthood family, the whole process of becoming pure. There is an interesting story of one of the descendants of Dovid HaMelech, a king Uziyahu, and this is brought down in Malachim Beis in chapter 14, 15, and also in Divrei Hayomim, in Divrei Hayomim Beis, Perek Chavov, and it says that Uziyahu HaMelech had not a comfortable ending of his life. And what happened was he was the king of Yerushalayim, the times of the first Beis Hamikdash, and he went in and he wanted to do the service, to perform the service of Ketores, and that was only given over to the priesthood family, the Kohanim. He wanted to be like a high priest, and he wanted to do Ketores, and they told him this is not allowed. This is only given to the Kohanim, and he didn't listen. And he went ahead and brought the incense. And right away, the pasuk says, tzoras, leprosy, developed on his forehead. Immediately they took him out from the Beis Hamikdash. He also had to go out. He's tomei, he's impure. And till the end of his life, he had this tzoras. And then it says his son, who was called Yoson, he judged as Am Ha'oretz, the people of the land. And the Rebbe Yitzchok is going to ask a couple of questions. He's going to tie everything together. If you look in the Targum, how does the Targum touch the word tzoras? Leprosy, doesn't say leprosy. It says sagiru, which means, from the etymology of sogars, sogur, something is blocked, something is covering up, something is concealed. Like as if you're closing something up. What's the meaning of that? And also, everything has a reason. Why was he punished with leprosy? You want to bring the incense. What does that have to do with leprosy? And why was it in the forehead? Everything has a meaning. And then also, why does the pasuk say, before Hashem explained, Yosem, he judged Es Am Ha'oretz? Why do you have to call them the people of the land? Just say Es Am. What's Am Ha'oretz meaning? Comes Rabbi Levi Yitzchok and says, based on what we have, it's brought down in Kabbalah from the Arizal and also the Rebbe in Parshas Mitzorah, in the Kutei Torah, and also the Tzemach Tzedek in Derech Mitzvah. And all the Rabbeim talk about this. What's the meaning of that Targum? Everything we understood. What does it mean? Closed off, blocked, sogur, the etymology, the word tzoras. And he explains like this. It says in the Torah, we haven't just in Parshas Re'eh we had, it says Ka'adam hu hanefesh. In the blood, Hashem put the power of the nefesh, the soul. That soul by a Jew in the times of Beis Hamikdash, it was more revealed godliness that came from Hashem. Now, when a person has the proper and healthy flow of blood in his body, it has a very nice reddish color, nice color, pinkish color, showing that there's the healthy flow of the blood. However, explains the Alter Rebbe, when you have all of a sudden a sign of tzoras, leprosy, and one of the signs are that there's a white color, a blotch of white on your skin. As we'll soon say, there's four types of the Mishnah says in the beginning of the Goyim, there's four types. You could have four shades of white. And if it develops in your body, that means that it's a sign that the blood is not circulating in the proper way. That shows that the energy, what a Jew is supposed to get from his nefesh, from his soul, which we call Prinus Chochma, that's where a person has true faith and is true bonded with Hashem. He's connected in the proper way. That means the energy from Hashem, which is in The nefesh, which is your neshama, which is close in your dam, in your blood, circulates properly. If it doesn't circulate, that means that all of a sudden you have a blotch of blood, of white. Then that's a sign that something is missing of Pchinas Chochma over here. There's some connection of your soul with Hashem that's being blocked over here. And that's the meaning of the Targum Sogur. And now you'll understand over here. Who, if you have this impurity, who do you have to go to? You have to go to the Kohen. The Kohen, they did a service in the Holy Temple. And their job was, especially the Kohen Gadol, he went into the Holy of Holies. He connected the Jews with their source, with their etzem, with their essence, which is the highest level of the soul, which we call Pchinas Chochma. And that's why the high priest had a golden plate on his forehead to show that the highest level of a person showing on his wisdom of Chochma, that is my job. And that's why the forehead symbolizes the head, symbolizes the highest part of the body, symbolizing this soul that comes into your body, which is supposed to give you life. This Chochma is supposed to liven you up and give you the proper circulation. When you have a blockage, Tzara shows up. Now you see how all this is connected. This is he wanted to do the service of the high priest. That means he challenged over here this level of Chochma which comes from the Kohen Gadol. You want to take it away, you're Yisrael. You couldn't do it. Hashem punished him. Number one, you're going to have tzaras to show you're missing that element. And that's what you can be punished with. A tzaras in his head, his forehead, especially showing on the Pchinas Chochma, the opposite of the Kohen Gadol, and that was the punishment. In the forehead, what he wanted to take away from the Kohen Gadol. And now his son took over. What did his son do? His son, Yosim, instead of in the place of his father, he judged the Am HaOretz. So Rabbi Yitzchok, a very nice gematria, and it fits. When a person has wisdom, Am HaOretz means there's no Torah, there's no Chochmah, there's no wisdom of Hashem, there's no real connection. And the person needs help. He's a man of the land. If you take the word Am HaOretz, someone who doesn't have Torah, doesn't have that Chochmah, doesn't have that wisdom, it adds up exactly to the word Mitzorah. Mem Tzadik Vov Resh Ayin adds up to 406. And Am HaOretz adds up also exactly that gematria. Am is 110. HaOretz is 296. 110, 296 is 406. To teach you, it's all connected over here. That since this is he was the king, and he went against the Kohen Gadol. What happened was even his nation became Amaratzim. They lost that level of Chochmah. And Yosim had to come and bring it back, and that's why he judged. And the pasuk especially says Am HaOretz.